Today, I'm gonna sit here and talk about and show you when the wife asks most men to come in the kitchen and help them cook. I'm gonna say all men, but just most men. So I'm gonna show you the difference between me helping my wife cook in the kitchen, where not me helping her, when she asking me to cook and I'm doing the cooking, compared to if she's doing the cooking. So today I'm gonna start off by cooking a steak and cheese sandwich, the way I would cook a steak and cheese sandwich. Not the way she would cook a steak and cheese sandwich, the way I would cook a steak and cheese sandwich. So that's what I'm gonna show you today. So let's get started. So yeah, I get my little plate. I start putting my little bread up there on the plate. Yeah, I love potato bread. And I'm very particular about the bread that I eat. So, and my wife, she kind of hate that about me, but I am very particular about my bread. It gotta be really soft. If it ain't soft, I can't really eat it. It's kind of like hard. Like I'm not really a big toast type person. I just like my bread soft, like push in. But all right, but yeah, got my bread. So, got the pan. Turn it on. Get the oven kind of ready. Now, my wife kind of hate when I always use the like this cooking spray, and then the pan state that I shouldn't even use cooking spray, but this is much more easier for me to use the cooking spray. So then, and see now, when I cook steakum, with steak sandwiches, I use the Steak-umm brand. My wife, she kind of use real steak. Her shit is expensive, but I use the Steak-umm brand. So, I normally make 2 sandwiches. So, and I use 4 Steak-umms on each sandwich. Well, 2 Steak-umms, like 2 of these on 1 sandwich. Then I use just regular old sliced cheese. So then, when I cook my steakums, I don't do what other people do. See, other people sit there and chop it up and make it into strips and stuff to that effect. I cook mine whole. Place the cheese on it, put on the bread, then I'll cook the next slice. So that's mainly how I would cook my steak and cheese. Now my wife, hers is too much work. Way too much work that she do. But today, we just focusing on the way I cook steak and cheese. So, you're gonna see me cooking and the results of my steak and cheese is gonna be totally different than my wife's steak and cheese. Totally different. I still think mine's good, but it's gonna be totally different than her steak and cheese. Should have already had the oven preheated, but like I said, the difference between men cooking and women cooking. Well, I'm gonna say most men, not all men, because you got some men that can really cook. I am not that man, but I do try to help the wife in the kitchen. Yeah, I should have preheated the oven. I mean, preheated up the top before I started this video, because it ain't much in cooking the steak and cheese the way I cook it. It ain't much to it at all. Now, like I said, if my wife was asking me to cook, this is the way I would cook it. And once it starts cooking, then I'm just gonna flip it, cook a little bit more on that side, and then put the cheese on it. Probably throw a little salt and pepper on it. Just like this salt. I don't know what kind of salt it is, but it's some new salt my wife wants us to be using. And it's just too much work. All this just grinding and just regular salt. Women to me just do too much when it comes to cooking. When I'm hungry, I'm hungry. So, and then I have to use these little plastic spatulas and these little wooden spoons and stuff because she don't want me scratching up the pans. So I can't use forks and knives, metal ones like I would normally use. It's just too much. That's why I hate coming in here in the kitchen to cook. But back to the sandwich. See, here I'll just leave it whole like this and just flip it over. And let it cook on that side. I'll just take a slice of cheese. Matter of fact, take the salt. Take the pepper. Just put a little bit. Take the cheese. Put the cheese on top. Let the cheese cook a little bit. So then I'm gonna take it out. Put that on the bread. See? Then I'm gonna take the next slice. Let that cook. See, like now it's sizzling, it's cooking a little fast. See, I try to wait this. A lot of the red is going on one side before I flip it. Again, put a little salt, not much because I'm not really big on salt and pepper. A little bit. Let it cook a little bit more on this side. Let it cook. And I'm gonna sit here, take this one out, drain some of the grease off of it, and then put it on top of this one. I will sit there and some mustard. And some ketchup. And that would be my sandwich. So this is how I would make a steak and cheese for us if I was cooking dinner that night. My wife is not a fan. She don't really like it. I think it's good. She think I can even spice it up a little bit by adding lettuce and tomatoes, but that's just too much work. I ain't got time for all that. So this is normally how I would cook a steak and cheese. I like it. Good. Very good. So basically I do the same thing with this one. So just put it in the oven. We put it on top of the stove and let it cook. So that's how I would cook the steak and cheese sandwich. Wife hate it, but she come home from work, she don't feel like cooking, and she want me to cook that day. She'll eat it. She'll deal with it. She'll eat it. But the next video, I'm gonna show you how she will cook a steak and cheese sandwich the proper way.